Welcome to Steal Back the Poetry Mahogany Browne's workshop at Urban Word NYC. The next few videos will be participants in the workshop sharing their performing pieces.
Would you do it again? Aren't you tired of always making amends? I know you hate me now. I bet you hate me now. Bring out the thorny crown, crucify me.
Tell them I was a whole woman and I spoke with my mouth full. I spoke filthy like old books in project elevators. Tell them I didn't breathe enough to speak well. These words weighed me down the most. Every poem a Titanic. Tell them I always gave with a heavy heart and only took with an empty stomach. I was a soldier's wife and the daughter of a warrior. Tell them I was always down for the fight. I have the scarred marks to prove it. Tell them I was almost happy. Tell them I had secrets, well hidden in the nooks and crannies of my garments. Tell them I wrapped my hair like a gift basket because I was scared of the curls and the kink. I was tired of straightening myself up and out. Tell them I was almost happy. I didn't own any mirrors. I wore an overly embellished invisible crown every day to remind me of my worth. Tell them love and feelings are very dangerous. When my words become too much to swallow and I choke on my own truth, but the only box I have left is the one in which I lie. May my caskets have the best acoustics. Please, bury me a queen.
Yeah. Without you, I wondered what you were up to, not knowing if I ever got the chance to see you. Your name dragged through the dirt from those who first loved you. I had heard so much about you, nothing positive. And it wouldn't be the first time I hear of things that you did as a child that derailed you. At night, I laid awake, wondering if this was fate and how long I'd have to wait to see you. I thought to myself, will I one day cross her mind as she shivers while she whines and asks why she just had to leave us behind? At times I wonder, does she ever ponder about what this has done to me and if she's ever gonna face reality? As I lay there thinking I was the reason she wanted to disappear and never wanted to be near, I began to cry, shouting at the top of my lungs, asking God why, and what was it that my father had done to make her up and leave so effortlessly. I've met her now. I thought things would be different now. But even when she's home, I still feel alone because we both have walls built of stone around our hearts, and because of this, we always feel apart. But even when in her company, I get this irking feeling inside of me, wanting to ask why she got up and left all alone deliberately. I guess you can say I'm in the zone, and always feeling alone is something I'm gonna start having to get used to. Because my mother had left me over 13 years ago to go from man to man as she disgraced the fam, not knowing that all the while I had been banned from this motherly thing called love, that no matter how hard I tried to ask the man above to bring her back, for some reason, all I remember is seeing your back on the way out of my life without even thinking or looking back twice.
Some of the things happened freshman year. One October afternoon in the playground, I saw this kid wearing a tie, dress pants, and shoes and a dress shirt, knowing that something special was going to happen. Was he going to dinner? Going to a party? Meeting after school? But I didn't talk to him all day, not since Friday. And knowing that something's not right, I'm just mind my business, and all of a sudden my friend chased this guy dressed up. My friend saying, I'm going to get him, he likes you. She chasing him, knowing that I'm going to tell him that I don't like him. And then minutes later, everybody's crowded up. He's in the middle, and I'm being brought in the middle. He said that I'm this and that. And then I walked away. And people come to me wondering what I'm going to say while he's walking away embarrassed. I'm going to talk to him later, and I broke his heart.
I will climb with you. I will bruise my palms and scrape my knees. I will break night with you. Prove that caring is an action. Dim-lit, last-minute Saturday night plans, loud music, physical distance, and miscommunication are no longer factors as we dance the closest our bodies have ever been. 4 months hollow is now filled, even just for a moment, when the only things between us is breath and smoke, and all I can hear is you fall into me like you've been here before, and myself giving into you like I've been here before. Your shoulder tip-tapping on my own, your kisses in and out like dizzy spells, and this is just what we asked for, to get lost. Trains going in 2 different directions, but I will ride with you. Into a misty pre-summer night, raindrops clouding my vision, orange street light peering into a wide window, none of which belonging to us. And we will sleep, but this is already a dream. Loneliness whispers desperate measures, but don't make no fast moves. My shivering body, just enough skin and bones to fit into yours. I will climb your rib cage until I reach that warrior of a heart. I know it beats. I felt it on my back, caged as if it is too heavy, but I will carry it on my back. Misplaced kisses like the mattress inside of a misplaced kisses like a mattress in the middle of an empty apartment, none of which belonging to us. Lingered glances like second guessing and questioning this gift that has been given to us, blurred by fear and doubt. I wonder how many bodies have felt this close to you. Why conversations are better with words unsaid, how the broken keep breaking, and which role do I play? You are a reflection of me, and I will climb into a mirror just to hear your chest reopen. I have fear of cigarette smoke being the closest I get to tasting your lips again. Fear of only being good enough for your summer vacations and nights that don't repeat themselves. This is not another missed call. This is what I still miss you sounds like. This voice, these lips, these hands are not a hangover. I'm still here.
I'm sorry, Kariana, but you can no longer continue with the RA application process. Your GPA fell below the required minimum. 2.47? Kari, you've been partying too much. Kari, that is the lowest GPA you ever had. My life became the turning point by semester 1. GPA 2.477 stamped on my transcript. From 6th grade till senior year of high school, I have always received honor roll recognition, never a C+ average. I am supposed to be on that D's list, be awarded and invited to dinners. How can a student who never gives up, work hard, goes to every single tutoring, does every assignment, go to office hours, study, receives the grade she doesn't deserve? Meanwhile, students doesn't work as hard, skip class, procrastinate, cheats their way to the dean's list. Do not look at me crazy, freaking out over a grade. Please tell me, just tell me, what do you assume when you see a GPA of a 2.47 on her transcript? This girl, she slacks. She doesn't pay attention. She isn't right for this position. She is not a leader. You don't know me. When I say me, I mean the internal me. A lot of thoughts as racing every single second of every day. I cannot waste any time to study. Even if I waste even a few seconds, I am afraid to miss out on the material. Missing out on material leads to failing a test. Test is a big percentage of a grade. I'm sorry, Mr. Professor, but I have test anxiety. I don't do well on exams. Even if I study, my memory just slides out of my head as my eyeballs reads the first question. Every time I see a low grade, my eyes brings out water words. If my GPA will end up lower than a 2.8, then panic attacks begin. I will lose all of the scholarship, financial aid appeal, and I will no longer afford college. I'm nearly at risk to the point of crossing the borderline. Fairfield is everything I need for my future. All I ever wanted was to get accomplishments for the amount of work I've done and the barely social life. I am more than a 2.47 college student. Do not ever again think of me that way. I do want to be on that D's list, but does academic outstanding standards satisfy what you think of me? Well, forget you. If I don't end up to your standard, you better not take Fairfield U away from me. I do not want to see my new home destroyed.
27 stories.
Louder.
Like the one I found in the newspaper the day after she died. 27 stories like the one she used to tell me at 2 o'clock in the morning, but it was never morning in her world, it was always night. Sorrow and grief never ended for her. They say joy comes in the morning, but what happens when morning never comes and no one and nothing comes to take its place? 27 times I told her, Jaya, don't worry, things will get better, things never got better. 27 times I told her, Jaya, don't do something you might regret. One time she told me, Michael, don't be silly, dead people don't regret. 27 times I sat next to her in Spanish class before I knew her name. 27 times I watched her slit her wrist, saying, "Yo no hablo español," and walking out of the class wearing them like battle scars. She wasn't afraid to let the world see them. But you said she was looking for attention. What did she need to say, to do, to prove that this wasn't a game? She wasn't joking. This was real life. Was it going to be 27 more Spanish classes, 27 more newspaper articles, 27 more wrists slit, 27 more Facebook statuses like cries for help saying they might as well make a petition for me to kill myself because it's inevitable that it's going to happen anyway? I was just getting out of physics when I got the call that she was dead. All that ran through my mind was 27 stories, 27 stories, 27 stories on her way down, 12 feet in each of them, approximately 216 feet on her way down. Converted to meters, SI units are the only thing that mattered to me anymore. 68.5 meters on her way down. Plug it into the equation, VF squared is equal to VI squared plus 2AD. VF, I'm looking for it like I'm looking for Jaya in the darkness, like I'm looking for God in the darkness, like I'm looking for the sun in the darkness, the sun to tell me that his scars were her scars too. VI is 0, because she was finally at rest, finally at peace, finally at rest with her back to the world. A is negative 9.81. Negative 9.81 is always negative because negative, she was always negative, never positive. She never saw the positive. D is the only thing that you plan on giving her. D is 68.5 meters. D doesn't matter anymore. But plug it into your calculator anyway. Error. The calculator is saying error. Error. Her VF. Her final velocity. She couldn't have been going that fast. Error. She couldn't have done it. Error. I could have saved her. Error. The next day, my guidance counselor pulled me into her office. Told me, Michael, there was nothing more you could have done to help her. Error, I could have saved her. Michael, not even doctors could help her. Error, she didn't need a doctor, she wanted a friend. Error, Michael, you were a friend when she needed you. Error, if I were a good friend, she would have not jumped 27 stories, 27 stories, 27 stories. On February 13th, it was snowing. Jaya liked the snow. And I like the snow, so every time I think of her, I think of snow. I see snow. I see 27 Facebook statuses. I see 27 newspaper articles. I see her everywhere I go. I see her on the train. I see her on the bus. I see her everywhere. But I know it can't be true. Error, because 27 stories took her away from me. So every time I see a dark girl with ombre in her hair, all I see is 27.
Almost is never enough. So close to being in love. We almost knew love. Almost is never enough.
Thank you for joining us here at Urban Word NYC and Mahogany Browne's workshop, Steal Back the Poetry. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment box and join us next week live stream at Steal Back the Poetry, Mahogany Browne's workshop at urbanwordnyc.org.